Hi, it's Kylie Davis here from CoreLogic. I'm here at the Inman Connect 2018 conference in San Francisco. It's the world's largest real estate and property tech conference, and this year it's attracted more than 5,000 real estate agents, major franchise groups, but most importantly, this year's seen the most number of Australians ever at the conference, with about 45 major real estate agents, brands over here looking at what's going on. So we're going to talk to them and find out what they've learned. I'm here with Ian Campbell, who is CEO and founder of AIRE, and the father of Rita, the robot. So welcome, Ian.
Thanks, Carly.
So tell us a little, one of the themes of the conference has been around automation and taking the busy tasks off real estate agents. Mm-hmm. Tell me about what Rita does in that space.
So Rita is what we call a digital employee. Mm-hmm. Technically, she's what we call an event-driven automation platform.
Right, that sounds pretty technical, yep.
If you're familiar with things like Zapier.
Not much.
No, you plug systems in, build some rules, and you can do things.
Yep, okay.
So kind of like a workflow engine, but it also has some AI capability in that as well. So what that allows us to do is to effectively automate some really simple processes that are largely data-driven.
Yep.
Okay, so one example is, getting web leads or leads and putting them into a CRM, processing them, doing basic cleansing processes, those kinds of things. Another example is, Rita's able to analyze a contact database in a few seconds and prioritize and send to an agent an optimized call list.
Right. So these are tasks that in the past human beings have done, like assistants in an office, or the Girl Friday or someone like that have done, and spent hundreds of hours every week, and done them, I guess, to a varying degree of effectiveness. Or
well, look,
what are the benefits of automating it?
Well, there's two things, right? So the first example of what we call inquiry management is often done by a receptionist or admin staff today. So that was Rita's first job.
Yep. Handle the inquiry.
Yep. Rita, you're hired.
Yeah.
Do all this inquiry. And that business had a full-time employee that was sitting at a reception desk doing 6 hours a day was that work for a medium-sized agency. And of course, she would get sick, or there would be days where and we know this, that the inbound volume of inquiry goes ballistic on a Sunday night through to Tuesday, and of course that's really the busy period for agents too, doing all the open home callbacks, and so this is the problem that robots can solve, is that as a human we have a fixed resource, fixed resource of time.
So much bandwidth,
Exactly, and what we have, unfortunately, in an inbound service offering is we have no control over demand. So you can't decide how many people decide to inquire today. You just have to deal with
the app.
Exactly. So if you think about what that looks like in our industry, it's not just inquiry, it's property management. If it rains, all of a sudden you get massive inbound. And so automation and robots are really a problem solver for taking the stuff we do today and being able to scale up and down to whatever capacity is needed. The second scenario, so that example where I said Rita can prepare a call list for an agent, is really an example of the stuff that we're not doing today, right?
Right, yep.
So we...
or not doing very consistently, or often.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so if you think about the steps that are needed to start making effective phone calls or outbound calls today, you need to go into your CRM, you need to think about who you need to talk to today, you need to search it out, you need to kind of vet the list, you need to know where...
That's every agent's favourite task, going into the CRM, right? Yeah, okay.
Well, I kinda,
not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I kind of say it's a bit like going to the gym. So what Rita does is she gets your gym clothes ready, she gets your protein shake ready to go, she'll do your workout plan, all you need to do is show up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right? And so if you think about all that stuff between when you start and when you actually start connecting with your data and the context in there, that's all pre-admin.
Yes. Yep.
That's all pre-admin.
So she's not even she's doing more than the admin, she's doing the pre-admin.
And she's doing a better job of it.
Yeah,
because she doesn't just look at what your tags are in, she can pull in remote data, she can mash data together, she uses algorithms to prioritize those contacts, which are this is what robots are going to be great at.
Yep.
Humans need to be great at picking up the phone.
Yeah, fantastic. So the conference, you've been to a couple of them over the past years, but this is the first time you've come as founder of your own startup.
Yes.
What have you found exciting as an Aussie startup?
Well, look, I'm a data geek, always have been.
Yeah.
I've been coming here since 2009, so almost a decade, and that makes me feel really old.
Yeah.
But they've got a dedicated track to data today. The conversation has all been about data and artificial intelligence. So I kind of feel
data
like
if you're in Australia.
Data. I am probably
We've all
putting
been
the American
Americans,
spin on it, right?
We've all been here too long.
Yeah. So I guess from my point of view, it's really exciting because data is finally getting its moment in the sun.
Yeah.
I think, one of the other tasks that Rita does is she looks at all the new stock that comes to market, cross-references that against your database, and will tell you if
there's stuff in your database that you need to pay attention to.
Well, that you've lost, basically.
Okay.
So it's too late, right?
Yep.
So another agent's listed a property and I knew the owner, they're in my database the whole time.
Yeah. Yep.
And on average, we see 100,000 in gross commission going out of an average agency's door every week.
Right, wow, that's a big number.
100 grand.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I think what the industry is starting to, I don't know, hopefully they're going to get there. Certainly what we're thinking now is the industry has all the data it needs to be successful.
Yep.
It has everything it needs.
Yep.
It just needs to start using it better.
Yep.
And I think conferences like these are kind of bringing that to the forefront. And certainly what we focus on is the end outcome of data. It has to be relationships and human interaction, and that's really important to us.
Yep.
We don't see robots replacing people.
No.
We see robots supporting people in building more relationships and delivering better service. So I think that's what's getting talked about, which is exciting.
Have you seen any US startups here doing the same stuff that you are, or?
Looks similar. I think, I think the closest one is a company that tries to predict when someone's going to sell. But you guys kind of already do that now with your Smart List product. I guess what we're seeing is, what we think is, no one's kind of brought all that together.
Yes.
In terms of a single platform, this idea of being able to automate things off the back of intelligent insight.
Yep. Yeah. And that has been a kind of theme of the conference too, is that how do we bring it together so that we're not kind of using multiple apps like we said at the start.
Yeah, so that Zapier thing I mentioned is an integration platform.
Yeah.
So, no, we haven't seen anything like that here in the US, but look, we're so different in Australia. The data models are very different. The data sources are very different. The problems are the same.
Yeah, yep.
Problems are exactly the same.
Cool.
But our focus is 100% on Australia.
So looking forward to seeing how Rita's going to really free up the real estate market in Australia and real estate agents from having to do all those really dreary admin tasks.
Yep.
Ian Campbell, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you.